our quarterback tiers. So we're going to take all 32 quarterbacks. We're going to separate them into tiers. Now it's not equal tiers. We have 6 tiers. We have the bottom we're going to call put up or shut up. We'll have the next tier up. We'll see, that guy. Then consistency, dogs, alphas. You'll see what I mean as we go through here. Also, we'll put up the graphic right here. You'll be able to see it whenever we start. All the quarterbacks and their respective tiers. So let's get into it. Okay, so the bottom tier. We'll have, this is in no particular order within the tier. They're just kind of, you can list them however you want order-wise. But Daniel Jones, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Kenny Pickett, Sam Darnold, Marcus Mariota, Drew Lock, Davis Mills. Now, I'm not going to go through each one and tell you why they're there. I think all of them can be summed up by the title of this tier, put up or shut up.
Yeah.
Right? These are the guys, they're competing for just to save their livelihood, I want to say. They're not competing for a job. I think Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson might be the only... There's like 3 or 4 of the rookies or second-year guys that are competing to prove they're that guy. But look around. Marcus Mariota trying to save his job. This is probably his last chance at starting.
It's kind of for their career at this point.
Sam Darnold, last chance at starting. Daniel Jones, last chance at starting. Drew Lock, last chance at starting most likely. Davis Mills, he's getting a gift in the fact that Deshaun Watson walked, didn't want to play for him. He's now the starter. These are all the guys, they're getting their last chance. And then you'll have like guys, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Kenny Pickett. They're the rookies in Kenny Pickett's
they're getting that first
Trey
shot.
Lance, right? Kind of Trey Lance, basically a rookie. And then the second-year guys, Fields, Lawrence, and Zach Wilson, right? Those guys... It's time to go, right? You've already been in the league a year. Your feet are wet. Like, this is where... Now, granted, these guys don't have to go win the Super Bowl, but they need to show, hey, we have a little bit of an it factor here. I am worthy of being the franchise guy. Build around me. Let's go. Team on my back.
Yeah, you have to show at least signs of it and progressions towards that. I feel like if you're at this point and you're kind of... You're Daniel Jones, and we've seen it. And you still can't bring something to the table that's going to make me go, oh, well, I can maybe even think about having this guy as my backup on the roster for the next 2 to 3 years. To maybe if somebody gets hurt, insert him. And then you're like, I still haven't seen that, even a glimpse yet from him.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree more. So it's put up or shut up for those guys. They need to come out and prove that they are the guy, that they can play in this league at a high level.
Yeah.
Some of these guys we have yet to see it. Some of them show flashes. Either way, they need to do it. All right, next tier up, we'll go with we'll see. So these guys are a little bit more proven, and I trust them a little bit more. But I'm not sure they're quite to the next level yet. So we're talking Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts, Tua, Mac Jones, and Jameis Winston. Right now, people are like, why isn't Jameis in the bottom of this? And even Jared Goff. I'm like, first of all, Jared Goff's been to a Super Bowl. And Jameis Winston, now granted, he did throw 30 picks or whatever. Also threw 30 touchdowns. He's thrown for 5,000 yards. It's a very short list of quarterbacks who have thrown for 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And Jameis is on that list. And I'm telling you, he's with company like Drew Brees, Big Ben. I think Brady's on that list. I want to say maybe Peyton Manning. Right? It's a short list.
All risky, take the shot downfield quarterbacks. And it's the price that you pay sometimes when those throws are a little bit off. They lack a little bit of precision downfield and getting that ball exactly where it needs to be. But, at the end of the day, it is balanced out with those touchdowns. And picks, yeah, they're bad, but I feel like the timeliness of picks is kind of the bigger deal. If you're throwing picks in the first quarter on a deep ball and it's like 2nd and 7, it's your second drive of the game.
You don't love that.
I mean, I don't mind it,
yeah,
but it's not as bad as a pick in the fourth quarter when you're trying to come back at Ryan Tannehill.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, ask yourself this. Would you take Jameis Winston in a game right now with the Saints over any of the guys in the bottom tier? Right now, I don't feel good about any of the guys in the bottom tier against Jameis. I think Jameis is a better quarterback than all those guys.
I think
right
so.
now, currently. Now, granted, do I think Lawrence and Lance and Pickett and Fields are going to be better than him at some point? Yes, I do. But right now, I think Jameis is a better quarterback. Mac Jones, Tua, same thing with Jalen Hurts. Now, I'm not even a huge Jalen Hurts guy, but he's super productive.
Yeah.
He's got some wiggle to him. He runs around. So we'll go with we'll see, because I think they still are on the verge of being, dumped by their teams, if you will.
Yeah.
But I think they have a little bit more of an edge than the guys below them. Sorry.
I like that.
Next tier, we'll go that guy. Because it's kind of guys that fly a little bit under the radar. And now, some of them I'm more fans of than others, but they fly under the radar. They're not super special athletically. They're okay. They're good, but they're not special athletes. They're not special throwers of the football, right? Like Matt Ryan. Now, I think earlier in his career, Matt Ryan's probably in the tier above this one, but now a little bit limited, especially with his legs. Now, granted, he's never been mobile, but more than ever, he's very, very stationary, and his arm is good, not as special as it once was. Carson Wentz, he's erratic. I don't know what I'm getting from him, but he's certainly big, strong athlete. Kirk Cousins is wildly productive, but doesn't win enough for me. And then finally, Ryan Tannehill, who wins a lot, but you kind of have questions like, is it really him? Is it Derrick Henry? Is it the defense? Is it the culture? How much is he impacting it?
He's very propped up with the pieces around him.
Right, but I will say most of the time he doesn't lose the game for them.
No, yeah, you're right.
He's certainly good. First of all, he's good enough to get him to a 1 seed, and Derrick Henry was hurt all last year, so...
And I'll give him that, but at the end of the day, he did make most of the mistakes that cost them a first-round bounce, though, to the Bengals.
That's fair, but I would also count... I mean, it's one bad game, you know what I mean?
It is one bad game, but it's a very bad, timely game to have a bad game.
I agree. I do think he deserves to be in this category because, once again... Sit there and ask yourself, is he better than Goff?
I think he's right in that category with all those other guys. I'm just saying, I feel like he'd be the one on the verge of slipping down a little bit out of everyone here. I mean, I like Kirk Cousins. He's been super consistent.
I think Kirk is solid in that class right there.
I think he leads the class up there with Matt Ryan. I think it's neck and neck with those two, and then a step down to Carson Wentz, and then Ryan Tannehill underneath Carson if we were going to be ranking them like that.
Couldn't agree more. Let's go with the next one, consistency, question mark. Kyler, Lamar, Dak, Derek Carr, Deshaun Watson. First of all, Deshaun, I don't even know if he's going to play. Derek Carr is good, and he will have MVP caliber seasons, and then he'll either get hurt or kind of take a step back. Dak, without Amari Cooper, he's a completely different quarterback and very inconsistent. If he can do it consistently, he's a solid B-plus quarterback. Lamar, is he going to stay healthy because he didn't last year? Can he come back? Can he play from behind? Can he become a better pocket quarterback? We'll see. Certainly special, but we'll see. Same thing with Kyler Murray.
Yep.
Can he take his team to that next level? Really good athletically, got a good arm. Can he take that next level and win a little bit more? So consistency from these guys.
Yeah, these are guys that we've seen do it and kind of show that they are special. They do have that it factor about them, but they've kind of also slipped and lost some games that they should have won or haven't been in some places that they should have been. Like for all the hype around Dak, I would like to see maybe an NFC Championship game.
Can we at least get there? I mean, good Lord.
I'd like to see an appearance or a couple playoff games won. So this is a tier of guys where it's like, okay, you've done it before. Now let's see you do it on a more regular, consistent basis and win the winnable games and then go beat those good teams too, okay? Because that matters.
I agree. So next one we're going to go with dogs because Aaron Rodgers on the field, I have my issues with him off the field. On the field, he's a beast. Same thing with Tom Brady. He's retired a little bit, contemplated being an owner. Not sure how committed he really is right now, and he is 40-something, so he's not super special athletically. Yeah. Russ is coming off an injury, new team. I don't know what I'm going to get, but he certainly still is a very skilled quarterback. Matt Stafford, getting a little bit older, not super mobile, very accurate, and a good arm, though, so definitely deserves to be in that tier. And then Joe Burrow. Now, people might ask, why is Joe Burrow not in the top tier? He led an average roster to the Super Bowl. I will say injury concerns. And also, yeah, he did it that 1 year, but also we don't know how that's going to play going forward. The division's really, really solid. Since when has Cincinnati had a history of being consistently good? Let me help you out. Never. Yep. Right? So I'm not going to put my eggs in that basket and be like, yep, they're going to be really good for the next 10 years because that's never happened. And then finally, also because I think Joe Burrow also has a couple holes in his game. Arm isn't super special. And here's what sets apart the alphas. They'd have no holes in their game. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert. Big arm, mobile, accurate, coachable, really good at the podium. Absolute franchise guy without a doubt in your world. You're not even fielding a call.
No.
You're not even fielding a call. Now, granted, I don't think you will on the dogs, but you are. You might pick up the phone with the dogs and then laugh. You're not even picking up the phone with the alphas. It's not even close. You give them whatever they want. It's not even a discussion. Because I think those are the three best quarterbacks right now in football. Here's the graphic right here to kind of recap all the tiers. Go back through, right? We have the put up or shut up there at the bottom. Your guys, Daniel Jones, they need to prove themselves, right? Davis Mills, Drew Lock, like this might be your last shot, right? Then we'll have the we'll see. some guys are a little more proven, right? Goff's been to a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts has led his team to the playoffs. Jameis has had a couple really nice seasons, with some really, really bad ones sprinkled in. That's why he's here, not higher. You get that guy, right? Because those are kind of the guys that fly under the radar. They're good, not special. Certainly will win you some games. Aren't going to lose you a ton of games. Consistency, those are the guys that I would build around those guys, but I need to see it more consistently before I maybe, give them the bag.
Oh, yeah.
In Cleveland's case, and I guess in Dak's, Derek Carr's and Deshaun's, they've already given him the bag. I have my concerns about all of them giving him that much money.
At least they've found the guy that they want to build around.
Right. And at the end of the day, it's better to have a guy that you're going to overpay for that he's going to be good than, not have a guy at all.
Yeah.
Right. I think even if you're overpaying Deshaun Watson, would you rather be Cleveland today or the Giants with Daniel Jones?
Still rather, yeah.
I'd rather be Cleveland today.
I'd rather be Cleveland. I'd also rather be Dallas than a lot of those.
I'd rather be Dallas. I'd rather be Vegas. Even not knowing what you're going to get with Kyler going forward, I'd still rather be Arizona than any of the teams in that bottom tier. So, and then you'll have your dogs, Rodgers. These are the guys that, without a doubt, you're building around. Those are the guys that could certainly win a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you look at this list. I mean, how many Hall of Famers are in this category right here?
Russ, Tom, Aaron Rodgers, and probably Matt Stafford. Now that he has a Super Bowl, I think Matt Stafford is certainly going to get votes. If he has a couple more good seasons, he'll get in.
And obviously too early to call on Burrow, but I'm just saying.
He's got a good start.
He does have a good start. The other ones in this category, though, just absolute standout talents at the quarterback position. So, I mean...
Yeah, and I think the alphas are going to be future Hall of Famers that are entering their prime. Right, like Josh Allen was in it last year, Mahomes was in it last year. I think Herbert this coming year is the start of his prime. Like last year, still amazing, an MVP caliber player.
I almost think of alphas more of like a face of the game, more than like a Hall of Famer.
That's a great way. That's a great way to look at it. These guys, this is going to be your Brady, Manning, Breeze of this generation right here. Yeah,
like,
no, I'm with you.
Your big three, your big four, usually 3 to 4 dudes that are just going to be competing
for the next
decade.
Yeah, I agree. And those are the guys.
Yeah. So either way, absolutely fantastic quarterback rankings right there.